Hello, welcome back to my haunted library. It's Regina. So today I'm back with another VC Andrews review. I just finished the entire Cutler series. I have all of the books here. So I'm going to just start with the first one today, Dawn, and maybe I'll do a video for each book or kind of double up. So let's get started with Dawn. I really did like this book. I thought it was a good first book in the series, and I didn't like all of the books, but two of them I really loved. I thought were really great, and two of the books weren't so great, but the first one is pretty good. So all in all, it's very familiar territory as far as VC Andrews tropes. We have the brothers, we have the rapist fathers, we have the evil religious fanatic women making the poor heroine's life miserable. Oh, and we also have the mother figure who is like, always has the vapors and is lying in bed, and all she does is, powder her face and try to look pretty until she completely falls apart and goes crazy. All of those tropes, all of those characters are there. We even have like a Fanny character represented in two characters. So you see a lot of the same characters. And I think if there was one thing I didn't like about this series, it was that it was very predictable that way. So it's the same character over and over again, where I felt like the Castile series had more variety. But anyway, let's get right into it. There were some moments in this series, though, that were so good, it sort of became my favorite scene. So Dawn is this beautiful 14-year-old blonde, I picture her very much in the Dollanganger Dresden Doll way. And she lives with her family, Orman Longchamp and Sally Jean, and her brother Jimmy. And they're very poor. They live outside Richmond, Virginia. So again, we're back in Virginia. And they're struggling. They're really struggling. The mother is pregnant. She's about to give birth. They're always constantly moving from town to town. The father never can really hold down a job. No one knows why. He gets this job. Oh, well, before I even get to that part, Dawn shares a bed with her 16-year-old brother. I think he's a little older than her. So already we're in that territory where, I guess because they're so poor, they can only afford like a couch as a bed. But it's kind of like, already I was kind of rolling my eyes. Like, what parent is going to let the 14-year-old sister and the 16-year-old brother sleep together? And when, their bodies are brushing up against each other in the bed, there's like this sexual attraction going on. And I'm just like, okay, here we go. So there's that. Oh, and then he's peeking at her while she's dressing, and I don't know, it's sleazy. So then the father gets a job working at an exclusive private school as a custodian or something, or like a grounds manager, and the kids get to go to the school for free. So that sounds like a great opportunity, although, of course, as soon as they get there, now we're in the Jane Eyre world, where the kids are really pick on them because they're poor and their clothes are poor, and Jimmy doesn't want to be there. He's being very rebellious, and Dawn is trying to fit in. She meets a girl named Clara Sue Cutler. Now, because this is called the Cutler series, that there's going to be some development there. And she has a brother named Philip, who is the jock of the school. He's handsome, he drives a nice car. So Philip asked Dawn out, and she goes out driving with him. Something about this series I've noticed, and I felt the same way about the other one, that it doesn't seem to be in a particular time period. It's like, it was written in 1990, but it feels like it's from the 50s. It has that, and just the way they describe the clothes and the car, it's like we're not in the modern world. But that's okay, because I think it works better in like that kind of world, although it never comes right out and says it's the 50s. That's what it kind of feels like. But anyway, Philip and Dawn go off and start to make out. They're necking in the car, and the sister gets really upset about this. She plays some kind of trick on Dawn where she destroys her dress, her one dress, so she has to walk around school in her gym uniform, completely humiliated. So we get that thing again. I think there may even be a laxative incident in this series. I'm sure it comes up somewhere and I'll remember it. But yeah, we're still in that world. But it's not all bad, because at the school, Dawn meets a music teacher who encourages her music. So she has a very beautiful voice and plays the piano really well. So she's kind of moving towards a musical education, and finds, that she gets some self-esteem through that. Her mother gets pregnant, and her mother's really kind of sickly already. And when the mother has the baby, of course, her mother dies in childbirth. And then out of the blue, the father gets arrested. And then we find out the reason he gets arrested is because he and the mother kidnapped Dawn years ago. And Dawn is not their real child. So she and the brother that so she's so attracted to, they're not related. So she's actually related to Clara Sue, the girl who despises her and is so jealous of her. And Philip, the guy she's been making out with, is her real brother. So we have two incestuous brother situations going on in this series. So that's really over the top. The father gets arrested. The mother's dead. The little girl, Fern, is adopted by another family. Jimmy just kind of takes off. And Dawn goes into this new family, the Cutlers, where she is not exactly embraced with open arms. She thinks this might be a new chance for her. And they have money. They have a beautiful resort hotel in Virginia Beach. So Lillian Cutler is the grandmother, and she is, one of those matriarchal VC Andrews characters, like the grandmother in Flowers in the Attic. She is a total bitch from hell, and she's evil and mean, and she runs the hotel with an iron fist. Everyone just bows to her. So we're kind of in that Flowers in the Attic territory now, where Dawn is being abused by the grandmother, and she makes her sleep in this little room by herself, and she makes her work at the hotel like a maid. So she's kind of like a servant. And she has Clara Sue, the daughter, who's now her sister, hating her and doing everything she can to antagonize her. And Philip, the brother, who he knows that he's her brother, still trying to get with her in a sexual way. So she's under a lot of pressure. Her mother, Lillian, is just like Corinne in Flowers in the Attic, and she just is like, la-di-da, I just want to look pretty and wear pretty clothes. And I do really appreciate the descriptions of the clothes and everything in this series. It's really great. The father, too, Randolph Cutler, is just as useless. So Dawn is really pretty much on her own. Jimmy sneaks by one night and visits her. Now they know that they're not really brother and sister, but their attraction is still there and acknowledged between them, which I found was a little weird, because it's like, even if you're not blood related to someone, if you were raised as brother and sister, that would still be weird. It would be like, would you really want to see Marcia, Brady, and Greg get together? I don't think so. There's something very icky about there. There's a lot of icky stuff in this series. So Clara Sue discovers Jimmy and Dawn in the basement. I think they're just hugging at this point. I don't think it's getting too serious, but she tattles. Jimmy gets sent back to his foster family. And then Dawn is in her bathroom taking a shower, not a bath this time. We do have a lot of bathtub scenes, though, coming up in this series. And Philip comes in like some raging bull and rapes her in the shower or the bathroom. Dawn, through one of the servants at the hotel, discovers that her kidnapping when she was a baby, was actually staged by the grandmother. The grandmother wanted to get rid of Dawn, who was Eugenia at the time, because Dawn's actual mother, Lillian, had an affair. And so Dawn's not really a Cutler. That still makes Philip her half-brother. She doesn't find out her real father yet, but she finds out that she was unwanted. And that's why the grandmother hates her so much. So the grandmother makes a deal with her. She just wants to, she can't make her go away, because now everyone knows about it, because it became like a news article when she came back, because it was a big kidnapping. So basically the grandmother staged the whole thing. So now Dawn makes a deal with the grandmother. Dawn's going to go to New York and study at a very exclusive music school. So she gets a chance to start a new life. So even though this horrible stuff was happening, it does kind of end on a positive note. So that is Dawn, the first book in the Cutler series. So I will be back soon to do a review on the next one. So let me know in the comments below if you've read any of these books. I would love to hear your thoughts. So that's all I have for today. Thanks for stopping by my haunted library, and I'll see you soon. Bye.